Imagine being up at 2:30 in the morning and watching Dale Jr. win at Daytona, live on television. Now that was something cool to watch. Here's Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s 2015 Nationwide Salutes Chevrolet SS. Howdy folks, it is Diecastbuffet here again with one of the most awesome diecasts of 2015, no doubt about it. It is Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s Nationwide Salutes Chevrolet SS. Now, this is not the raced version of this car. This is, in fact, the clean version. And I tell you what, when this cat won at Daytona at like 1:30 in the morning, it was like the coolest thing ever, right? It was the first race on NBC since, I want to say, the 2006 Ford 400. But I tell you what, when Dale Jr. won that Daytona race, it was funny because they had the World Cup that was supposed to run at the same time as the race. And the race gets rained out for a couple hours. And NBC invested pretty much an entire year in promoting that one race, that they pushed the race back all the way to it was like 1:30 in the morning. And this was during the Daytona Rising project. They had I think it was like 40,000 fans there, which kind of ironic in 2020. That would be like a God-given miracle, having 40,000 people at a track that could have 180,000 capacity. But anyways, Junior won that race at like 1:30 in the morning. It was like 2 or 3:30 over there in Florida, but in Central Time it was like 1. He won the Coke Zero 400 back in 2015, his first win in that race since 2001. That was 20 years ago, guys. Holy crap. And this is an awesome diecast, so without further ado, let's go and get this Junebug diecast right out of the cardboard. Sometimes when they do these patriotic cars, they kind of just go all out with it, right? And I love that. But sometimes, these simple cars, just a simple gloss black paint job with a stars and stripes pattern on the bottom. I gotta say, this car is like one of the most simplest patriotic cars, but it's absolutely beautiful, my dude. And I tell you what, watching him win that freaking race was the coolest thing in the freaking world. Winning the first race back on NBC, it was so cool. It was so cool. But yeah, that was Junior's final win at Daytona, final points paying win that is. And wow, man, it was something to marvel at. So, anyways, over here to the nose of this diecast, you got the Nationwide is on your side logo. Remember, they were such a huge sponsor in NASCAR. Wow. I got Earnhardt Jr. right there, the patriotic name banner, very sharp. Now, they did produce a raced version of this car. I forget if it was in the Gold Series or it was in the Authentics, but I want to say it was the Gold Series. They produced the raced version of it, which, maybe one day down the pipeline we can do a review on that car. But for now, we got the clean version. And I tell you what, this diecast is absolutely stunning. Love this paint scheme. In my opinion, this car is so much better looking than his primary car in 2015. Not dogging Dale Jr., but his 2015 primary wasn't that great. I mean, it was just a very simple blue and white paint job, I don't know. I feel like the first 3 years of the Gen 6, we've seen a lot of, very, I would say, basic paint schemes. Like 2013 Tony Stewart, his primary car was so freaking basic. And you look at 2012, and he had all these crazy, just all kinds of designs and whooshes and everything on the sides, I feel like it wasn't until really 2017, 2018 that we really started to see the Gen 6 paint schemes get back up to full song. They got Chevrolet SS right there. The bow tie, well, it got kicked to the nose because it's definitely sideways. Got the 88 right there. Moog Mail Cop Edelbrock Sudoku. Beautiful blue front end here. And I gotta say, besides the screwed up bow tie there, they did a fabulous job wrapping the nose of this diecast. And this was produced on the L mode. Thank God it wasn't the PTC mode. Very, very pretty car here. And of course, the splitter is painted blue as well. Over here to the left side of this Chevrolet, let's zoom in a little bit and get a closer look at those beautiful contingencies that are all over this freaking diecast. And I gotta say, guys, this car is absolutely fabulous. So, for those who are kind of new to the 2015 NASCAR diecasts, the reason why the 88 kind of has that pixelated honeycomb pattern is that in 2015, Dale Jr. kind of had silver numbers and they reflected. So that kind of silver dot pattern around it, that would reflect on the lights Obviously, they didn't do it for the diecast, at least the 1/64 scale, but on the actual racetrack, it was pretty reflective. So you got the Dale Earnhardt Jr. signature there, which is really cool. And this is a major throwback here. Check out, you got a 2015 race-winning sticker. I haven't seen one of these since God knows when, and I believe that's from his Talladega win. Now, nowadays, we're accustomed to the green, and of course, nowadays in 2021, 2020, the white, race win stickers. Well, back in 2015, with Sprint Cup on board, they had the yellow ones. So you got, I think it's Hendrick Motorsports, Exalta, good God almighty, those are some very small contingencies. You got Bosch, it almost looks like an Outback logo, but I know it's not Outback, probably like some other sponsor I haven't seen since yesteryear. You got Mac Tools, I think that's Universe there, or Simeon's. You got Valvoline right there on the C pillar. You got Nationwide, American Ethanol, Kelly Blue Book, Diet, Mountain Dew, and www.bethematch.org. You got the 88 right there. Chevrolet, not Chevrolet. You got NASCAR Sprint Cup Series, NASCAR Salutes, you got Mechanics Wear, Holly E-Fly 3M, IR, Duralast Brakes, shout out to the NASCAR Duralast Cup Series, Flowmaster Freescale, Goodyear Eagles, and of course that beautiful yellow Goodyear logo. And it's pretty cool, when Dale Jr. won this race in 2001, he was driving a patriotic car, right? A patriotic, beautiful paint scheme. Of course, it was Budweiser, so it was red and white. But it was the MLB All-Star car. Well, in 2015, when he won the same race, he won in the patriotic car as well. So it's pretty cool. So you got Nationwide is on your side. You got the 88 there. Chevrolet SS. You got the 2 exhaust ports back here. So it's a quad barrel exhaust on this one. You got Valvoline there. You got the Chevrolet bow tie. Very nice common spoiler back in 2015. Much better than the 2018 ones, because those things were so freaking flat, man. I mean, it just, I don't know. I like the low downforce of low spoilers, but you got to think about it. Back in yesteryear, 2002, 2001, they had big old ducktail spoilers, and they still produced great racing, right? So go over to the right side of this diecast, and one of my favorite things about this is that the red and the blue are not really bright, right? They're kind of a dulled down version of it, but it really enhances the silver accent. And to me, it's such a very balanced paint scheme. I freaking love it. Truth be told, this is a beautiful patriotic throwback. It's so simple, but dadgummit, it is absolutely beautiful. So over to the roof of this diecast, you got the 88 once again. You can really see the kind of the honeycomb number pattern there that was present on his car in 2015. I believe the same pattern was on his Nationwide car. And 2015 was the final year for Dale Jr. to win a race in the Cup Series. He won Talladega that year, his final win at Talladega, I might add. Of course, he won the Coke 0400, and then he would win a rained-out Phoenix race later that year. And I remember watching it, and I was like, what in the world? It was so lucky to win it. But little did I know that was going to be his final Cup win. It was crazy. It's got Nationwide right there on the roof flaps, and you got Nationwide is on your side over here on the deck lid. I gotta say, folks, what a beautiful diecast. If you're a junior cat and you haven't picked up this diecast, you have 2 options. You could pick up the raced version, have that for your collection. They might have made that in the Authentics line, so if you're able to get that, they might have a little race win card to go with it. But you could pick it up in the Gold Series, or you could just say, screw it, I want the clean version. Either way, there's no wrong choice with that. It is one of the most simple, yet one of the most beautiful patriotic cars from 2015. I mean, it's just such a good balanced paint scheme, guys. I mean, the gloss black with the red and white stripes. Oh my Jesus, man. It is a beautiful diecast indeed. Thank you all so much for watching the video. Make sure to give it a big thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it, of course. Let me know what y'all think about this 2015 Earnhardt Jr. diecast. Very stunning car, really is. And like I said, when he won this race at 1:30 in the morning here in Texas, it was freaking bonkers. It was crazy knowing that they're racing at 3 in the morning in Florida. Daytona, 200 miles an hour, beating and banging, and it was a crazy race. Shades, I think it was 2005, Pepsi 400 when Tony Stewart won in the middle of the night. Wow, it was freaking awesome. And as a junior fan, hey, man, it was so cool to see him win a Daytona. It really was, because he won the 500 the year before, and then he wins the Coke 0400 the next year. and he wins Talladega earlier that spring, so that was back-to-back plate wins for old Junebug, and I tell you what, he nearly won the 500 that year too. If it wasn't for that stupid caution they threw for Logano, he would have won the 500 most likely. Like, could you imagine if Dale Jr. won the first 3 restrictor plate races in 2015? Holy cow, we're talking about 2002, 2003 Earnhardt all over again. Anyways, folks, hope you're having a great one. Make sure to give the video a big thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. Diecast videos every day, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you haven't already, consider hitting that notification bell down below so you don't miss any of the new content. With all that being said, folks, Diecastbuffet signing off.